Stop right there. Are you struggling to make friends? Are you searching endlessly on the internet? Don't worry, I got you. Let's make a quick recap of the usual odyssey people goes through in order to get friends. First, everyone goes to Google. Google just tells you about generic stuff everybody knows, like using social media, join a club, go to gym. Yeah, maybe that doesn't help much. Now we have WikiHow, where you see the same generic stuff, but with silly pictures. Then is Reddit, where people suggest you to go to a meeting website, but the meeting websites doesn't function since 20 years ago. And then you go down to the 9 hell circles, also known as social media. On the top we have YouTube, where you realize this is a reason why people don't go outside anymore. Then you have TikTok, which is a platform only made to entertain you and engage you on endless cycle of dopamine shorts that go viral. Facebook makes chat relations with no deep meaning. Snapchat messages are from people you don't know. Discord messages are from people you don't want to know. And we dive into the deepest and most depraved circles of hell. We have Instagram, where you have to make a profile of 100 photos of the life you don't have. Same for all the 2 billion users. And it feels like a cannonball to the self-esteem of everyone. LinkedIn, where you see the most cringe and pity creatures nature can create. And Tinder, where you get ghosted unless you have a profile of a multimillionaire, 3 meters gym owner of 10 companies. And the only option left is real face-to-face interaction. If you don't know how to deal with it, don't worry. Mike shows you how it's done. Chapter 1. Filtering friends. The first thing you realize as an adult is that nobody wants to have anything to do with you. And you shouldn't either. The people who wants to be friends with everyone, especially with people who have something like money or popularity, are the ones who end being hated by everyone, especially by the people with money and popularity. The reason is because they don't have a real personality. For example, if football become popular, they suddenly turn in the best Messi Cristiano Ronaldo forward goalmaker with 20 years of experience, only to realize 2 weeks after crypto traders became the trend. So they shift into the best Wall Street finance expert on Forex, crypto, and stocks by doing minute-by-minute trading. The point is, if the people who have the status, popularity, or whatever they are seeking says that wearing purple shirts is the bomb, they will do it. If they say that pink hair is the best, they will do it. And of course, they will try to be a friend of you, only to talk bad stuff about you without telling you, and laugh at you if everyone realized you had a bad situation, like a breakup, a depression, or an illness. I'll make you a list of people who follow this archetype and how they end losing on the long run. First, we have the high school couple. Those two who became popular because they had a relationship, and that stuff became the center of the universe. They lunch together, talk to each other on class, and do everything together. Those people have one of 2 endings. The first ending, or the neutral ending, is that they break up and do their lives after graduating. Good stuff. And then we have the bad ending. This is the ending where they have a child on a very, very early age, like from 18 to 25 years old or even younger. And then they have to dedicate their entire lives to solve that issue. For example, the father, as he used his short teenager life to party and spend time with his girl, he hasn't developed ambition, knowledge, or skills to face the adult life, so is likely for him to end on a degrading and dead-end job. I covered this issue on the video that is appearing on your screen. And then we have the mother, who is likely to do the same, but with the responsibility to take care of the child. Then we have the bad guy and the secretary archetype. Simple. One do stuff like abusing psychologically or physically his classmates, and the other one makes sure to support him on doing that. The bad ending for the bad guy is to barely graduate and follow his life as a criminal or an addict, and visit prison a couple times, do one crime after another, and stuff like that. Or he has the good ending, which is somehow turning into a businessman or a career professional, and leave the abuser personality as a thing of the past. This guy has charisma and ambition, something that the high school couple archetype don't have. And it is what it is. And for the secretary follower, the end is not so clear, but I'm sure he is likely to have emotional issues and addiction to social media. I can continue with this list, but the video would turn into 45 minutes documentary, and we don't want that. So the best strategy is to show your true personality from the beginning. It doesn't matter if you are too controversial, too unfiltered, or too anything. This will help you to filter out the superficial people and high your chances of making meaningful friends. it will be very unlikely for them to backstab you on your hard moments. Chapter 2. Interests. Then, you have to develop interests. I know, it sounds like the generic advice you found when asking to ChatGPT. But listen to me for a second. Take the time to find something you like aside from job and career. For example, I used to go to the gym regularly, and honestly, that wasn't my kind of vibe. As by going there, I didn't find anything interesting, just the will to go for it, and then having a little progress on my appearance and serotonin and stuff. But by a deepest and meaningful perspective, what I saw in a gym was the typical superficial stuff, like the Instagram grinders, the steroid guys, the toxic environment of married women cheating, and doing stuff I don't want to describe on this video. You can see how the gym experience shifted by looking at the professional and competitive side of the niche. You may see how bodybuilding turned from having a healthy lifestyle into a competition of who can handle most chemicals on his body without passing away on the process. Then one day, I found a Taekwondo dojo. So I gave it a try, and it was magic. I realized how strength was only one of various aspects you need to have in order to become an integral athlete, or fighter in this case. You needed to have flexibility, speed, resistance, and technique to become successful. That became my interest, so my real friends recognized that. Because I was not looking for attention or to prove anything, it was the same if I assisted alone or with 20 more people. The thing is, you have to find your interest. And I will give you some tips you may take on consideration. Make a list of interests, preferably on physical activity. I will explain why later. You have ball sports like football, basketball, volleyball, tennis. You have martial arts like Taekwondo, karate, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, Kung Fu, Capoeira, and much more. This is the one that worked for me, but not necessarily what would work for you. Then you have dancing stuff, riding sports like bicycle, skating, and activities like running and gym for those who actually like it. From my part, I can only mention it. The only one who can make the final choice is you. Just make sure to pick something you actually enjoy doing, because the difference of someone who is forced by someone or himself to do so is massive in comparison with someone who actually likes it. For example, a football player who likes it is more likely to become competitive on that area and even participate on a tournament. After participating on a tournament, even if you don't win, it doesn't matter because you enjoyed it. So, let's put everything together. If you're passionate on your interest and go to a competition, you will achieve the following. If you win or lose, it doesn't matter. If you struggle, get tired, and put too much effort on it, it doesn't matter because you are doing something you like. If you get 0 or 100 fans, it doesn't matter. That is the way from turning to the follower number 1 billion into the one and only one performer. The performer may sweat, struggle, and be the center of polemics, while the fan is only like screaming and eating chips. But the difference is massive, real, and tangible. And that is the part everybody knows, but nobody wants to tell you. For my case, I'm not ready to go to a tournament, but I'm excited that the day will come shortly. I told you to choose a physical activity. And I mean, you can turn into an expert on League of Legends and go to a tournament on Korea and achieve similar results. But by choosing physical activity, there's a more, like a mental and physical plus you won't have otherwise. Maybe you're not interested in that, but it is your personal choice. Just take on consideration those key differences. Also, I don't mean you have to dedicate your life to your interests or become a professional football player on the Real Madrid, but you can make your career at the same time you participate on tournaments. It's fine. Now, if my video is helping you more than ChatGPT or that generic Reddit post telling you a fairy tale encounter story, I have made my job, so consider leaving your like and subscribe stuff. Now we are ready to crash into the final chapter. Chapter 3, the easy part. That's it. Now we have the easy part. The easy part means you have it. Now you assisted to your martial arts event or your local football cup. And now it's likely that during the process, you made friends with your team, and people are more likely to approach you. You don't need flirting messages, 10-second pitches, or that 10 psychological tricks from YouTube, because everyone saw you on the stadium. So just by saying hello to a girl on that event, you have 10 times more chances of getting on a conversation. And if that doesn't work, it's fine. You made what you liked, and you're supposed to be happy with yourself by doing that. And that's it. If you like this video, leave a like and write on the comments. What is your story of finding your ideal interest? I'll be happy to read that. Have a nice one.